Hi, I'm Arnold Shushat of the Shushat Group Sutton West Coast Realty. And today I want to accomplish a few things in my kitchen. The first is simply to produce a short video showing the kind of things that you could do in your house. Obviously it involves cooking and baking, but it prevents us sometimes from going crazy being locked in the house. And I think if anybody had any culinary instincts or ever had cooking on their bucket list, this would be the time to get it done. The second thing I want to accomplish is just to sort of pay tribute to my late mother, Phyllis Joan Shushat, who in or about 1969, I mean, she spent her whole life raising money for charitable organizations, but year after year, and including 1969, which was a big one, got together hundreds of women in the Montreal community to raise money for the Maimonides Geriatric Hospital, and did it through a bake sale and a lottery, or a raffle. Now, the raffle raised about $20,000 in 1969 dollars, but together they raised about $50,000 back then. If you could just imagine extrapolating that to today, where there's no social media to get the word out, it was hundreds of people manning the phones, and it's quite an accomplishment. The Montreal Gazette wrote an article about her, showed a picture of her making the cake I'm going to make today. And the heading, which was a full-page spread, was called The Great Cake Machine. So today, I'm going to make that great cake. I'm changing the recipe up, although I'm changing the recipe up because it was given to me under oath of never sharing it. But I'm going to share the technique, and you could put anything you want inside this cake. It's kind of a rolled up. If it was a cinnamon bun, it would be something, cinnamon. But I'm going to do it completely differently. So I'm going to honor that request. And the second thing is, I was told this cake is never to be made for sad occasions and given to anybody at that time. It's only for joyous occasions. So I hope that you get the knack of it. You try to explore, because really, it's about exploring and finding something that you like that has your taste palette. So stick with me. It's only about 6 or 7 minutes. It's going to get sped up, and I hope you enjoy taking this chance. And today we're going to make Mama's homemade coffee cake, it was called, although there's no coffee cake in it. And for the sake of keeping things different, we're going to change it up completely. The dough's already made here. Instead of the standard dough with 3 cups of flour, a package of yeast, and some butter and oil, I've added cream cheese to the mixture and butter and a couple of eggs, which were supposed to be in there anyway before. So this thing is going to be constructed right in front of you, and I hope to do it in record time. It's going to put some butter on this thing and moisten it up, probably about a little less than half a cup. You just don't want it to come out like a loaf of bread and dry. I'm not getting too fancy here. It's if it doesn't work, Penny, my dog, will be more than happy to take care of any byproduct that might ensue. So there's step one. Now you could put anything you want on this. You could put soften up some chocolate chips. I'm just going to dust a little bit of chocolate, and what I'm going to do, probably nobody would do. I softened up about 2.5 cups of raisins on the stove in about a 1/4 cup of water, and I added some prunes in there because I tried some Hamantaschen last week with this recipe and it really worked. Some lemon rind, really finely chopped up lemon rind, and when I was finished with that and it was all softened up, I put it in the Cuisinart and mashed it up. So here, I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon on here. Some people put a lot of brown sugar. I don't like to, it's unhealthy as it is. So I'm just putting cinnamon, a little bit of butter. I guess the fiber in the prunes will help you deal with the unhealthy aspect of this. Now, that's it. So here I have my prune and raisin mixture, which I don't know how this is going to work out, but we're going to see. This is all going to be rolled up anyway, so if it looks like we're not going to get complete coverage, I don't think that's really an issue. And like I said, God, you know, I didn't really think about the ingredient of prunes and the dog eating it in the event it doesn't work. That could be problematic. So, take that out here. Just, I try to let it dry off a bit because I thought it was a little bit too wet from being on the stove. Now, depending on your taste palette, you could add in chocolate chip bits here. They don't always melt. You could add in Nutella. You could laminate prunes. You could add some lemon jam or some orange rind instead of lemon. It's really up to you. You've got to experiment. I think this kind of worked last week. So I thought, well, let's just see if it was a fluke. And of course, I never do anything the same way twice. So it's really hard to measure what the change is going to be. But here we go. That's just about done. The interesting thing here is how all this deconstructs after. How it gets built into the shape that you see in store. You don't even see this in stores, so that's kind of the neat part. So it's rolled out. As long as you get, it's going to be rolled out across, so as long as you get, it goes completely across, I think we'll be okay. It doesn't have to be exactly homogeneous. Well, I'm not some chocolatier here. That's why I practice real estate during the day instead of cooking, because at least the result's a little more guaranteed. So here's the cool part. This is now going to get rolled up like this. I hope it makes it onto the film here, onto the camera. Just roll that up. And the guys on the ends are going to be a little bit out of material, but look at that, the dough holds up really well. So there's what we have, right? Hoping you can see that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in halves. Take our dough cutter, probably in about 8. That's in half. That's in half. That's in half. That's 4. That's 2. 8. So with that done, we have our tray here. And we're just going to take them and put them around like this. Right? You can see it. So that's what you have right now. And that's going to rise too. So now we're going to cover this for about an hour. And then we'll bake it at 350 for about 45 minutes when it rises again. All right. We're ready to go in the oven with, this is what it looks like. They're all rolled up. I'm setting it at 325 for about 45 minutes on convection, which is like 350. Here goes. Back in a jiffy. And top-down view of this little guy, just like that. Looks like it's perfect.